change your mind anytime you want. You can change not who you are, because your core is always there, but you can change. And so I'm in the middle of that. So it's a little tender right now because I'm still shedding and still trying to step into the new me. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to What's Your Spark? I just wanted to catch up with you guys today. I sent out a few stories over the past few weeks, basically an ask me anything to get your questions and to kind of kick off the year this way. I will be using my phone because we are in modern times, and I want to make sure that I remember all the questions correctly. So let's get started. The first question that I see, I don't think I'm going to use the names just because there's so many questions. But the first question that I see is there a new album in the works? I wouldn't say that there is a new full-length album. I did drop No Restrictions. That's my newest full-length album. So if you haven't listened to that, please go check that out. But I do have new music. We're working on trying to figure out when we're going to drop it, how we're going to make it look, artwork, all of those things. But I think you're really, really going to like them. So please keep your ears and eyes peeled for new music from me all 2026. The next question is, would you go back on Dancing with the Stars if there was a comeback season? That's a pretty big that's a pretty big question. I really enjoyed my experience on Dancing with the Stars. I made so many friends and I learned a lot about myself. I thought it was awesome. I think it would be really fun to challenge myself like that again. I actually enjoyed dancing. I love to dance. So to be able to do that again, I'm open. Let me say I'm open. I can neither confirm nor deny, but I'm open. Okay, let's see. How are you today, Miss Sparks? I'm good. I'm doing really good. I'm shooting in a different studio today. This is Hello Studios. They are located in Dallas, Texas, and I'm here visiting family. So I needed to work. I had to do this podcast episode, so I came here, and it's lovely. Look how pretty it is. So I'm doing really good. It's cold here today, but I'm good. Oh, Riley. Hi, Riley. Tell us more about the album with RCA and working with Harmony, the songs Tipsy, The Way, Who Says, and I Am Woman. Okay, so that's a lot. There's a lot in that question. I love you, Riley. So the album with RCA, I mean, I don't know. It was such a long time ago that I don't know the connection. Let me think. I think you're talking about Right Here, Right Now. I was really, really proud of that album. I still am. It's a beautiful album. And there was just a lot of things outside of my control that happened with that. So I did everything that I was supposed to do as the artist, as the performer, as the singer. I did all the radio stuff, the promo, we did album signings. We did album signings, CD signings at that time. So it was a blast, but there were a lot of things that happened within the company and the label and all of that stuff that kind of just led to kind of crickets, I guess, when the album came out. But I still really love that album. Working with Harmony was awesome. We worked together for a few years on some music. And actually, I think the music that we worked on is still just kind of resting. I'll put it that way. That music is resting in a vault or a laptop somewhere. And who knows, maybe one day we'll be able to kind of like come back to that and have a resurgence or reproduce it and I can re-record them. But yeah, that stuff isn't there yet. Harmony and I have talked a few times, so hopefully we can get that happening and get that working. Tipsy. I'm pretty sure Tipsy, I think Ariana put that on her album. Maybe I can find it and see if I can play it or release it or so you guys can hear it. But that was a really fun song. The Way was awesome too because we were writing for my Right Here, Right Now album. And I remember talking to Harmony and telling him about how I loved 90s R&B and that I thought that was making a comeback. And the next day he came in and he was like, hey, I thought about this. I told him that I really, really loved the singer Joe. And that is the feature that you hear in the song. And Yeah, Seven, A-Rod, myself, and Harmony just got in the studio, and it just was magic. Honestly, it really was. Seven is just so completely talented. So is A-Rod. They are as writers and artists in their own rights as well. So we had a really, really good time. Let's see. If you could change one song from your American Idol songs that you sang, which one would it be and why? That's a good question, actually. Okay, let me think. There was actually 2 weeks where I ended up giving my first choice of song to one of the other contestants. So for Gwen Stefani week, I wanted to do Don't Speak. And Chris Richardson came up and was like, "Hey, I really want to do this song." I think they're just what made sense was that our ranges were different, so I think that song just fit his range better, and I understood that, and I was just like, "Okay, well, sure, I'll do this one." And then for I think it was Tony Bennett week, I wanted to sing. Was it Smile? I think so. I think it was Smile, and that had been my first choice, and so Gina said she wanted to sing it. And so I was like, all right, sure. And then I did On a Clear Day. So I don't think I would actually change it because everything ended up happening the way that it did. And my song choices kept me around. But those were two songs that I actually had picked for my first choice. So Gwen Stefani week would have been Don't Speak. And I think it was Tony Bennett week would have been Smile. Uh, how have your skies been lately, Jordin? Skies have been, they've been back and forth. You know, some days we see those nice little fluffy clouds that are just gorgeous and beautiful, like we remember from childhood. And other days we have the crazy fog weirdness that's going on. So it goes back and forth. Would you ever do a meet and greet in North Wales, UK? Please. I would love to do that. I hope I get to travel more. I really want to be able to go to the different countries and continents, really, and perform there. I got to do Australia last year, so I'm hoping that that means that that's the direction that I'm going. So hopefully North Wales is on the list. What's your favorite way to receive affection? Hmm, that's a good question. You know, honestly, I'm very much a words of affirmation and quality time type person. Like I really just want someone to just be with me, you know, share all of the small mundane things that we don't really think about, but and also share the big things. So I really enjoy that. And I know words of affection sounds a little crazy, especially being an artist. I feel like there's always some sort of compliment or praise, which I appreciate, but it doesn't matter unless it's actually coming. They matter, but how I love to receive affection is I love when somebody is just like, hey, you did great, babe. Like, that was awesome that you did that. Or, um, I can see you worked really hard on this. Or, wow, I love the way your mind works. Or, those types of things. Like, I could float for a week on things like that. Or, just, yeah, I really enjoy that, those types of things. What was your best highlight from your previous trip to Australia? I kind of touched on it when I talked about the Australia trip, but I think that was more like the craziness of what Australia was, the tour was. I can't lie. Two things that I really, really loved. I obviously was so grateful for the response and the turnout from the fans. That was absolutely incredible to be able to go out there after so long and to hear everybody singing the words to my song. It was incredible. And then holding the koala. Yep. Holding the koala was the greatest thing. I didn't want to let I didn't want to let her go. She was just clinging to me right here and she was so sweet and I loved it. I love animals. So to be able to actually see one, I didn't think I was going to be able to see one or hold one while I was there. So that also played into how amazing it was because I wasn't expecting to be able to hold one. And then not the last show, the second to last show, I was able to hold one. It was great. What do I love most about my job? I love being able to see the change in someone when I sing a song. I love to tell stories. That's what I love to do. And when I sing music, and sing songs, I feel like I'm kind of living it while I'm singing it. And I feel that helps people connect to whatever I'm doing easier. And so for me, when I'm on stage, I love seeing everybody in the audience is different. Everybody comes with different things. We have no idea what happens during the day. But when you come to the concert, I want people to be able to kind of let their guard down and just enjoy themselves, have a good time with the people around them. And so sometimes I see people in the audience who are just like, I was dragged here, or, they don't really want to respond, or whatever the case may be. And in my head, I'm like, I know by the end of this, you are going to have a great time and you're going to be smiling, or you're going to be up on your feet, or there's going to be some sort of change. And I love to see that change because I know that I'm supposed to use my voice to do that, to bring people joy, to make people feel something, to make people have a beautiful moment, or make them think about something that maybe they haven't thought of in a while, or help them through the sadness or the grief or the anger, whatever it is. I know that I'm supposed to use my voice to help people kind of shift. Yeah, I love that. I love that. And I love meeting people. I love hearing stories because I'm a storyteller. I love when people come and they tell me their stories. And sometimes it might not be, there might not be enough time to get the whole story, but I really enjoy talking to people and letting them know that they matter, because you matter. Would you consider doing another Broadway show? Yes, I would. It's definitely a big commitment, but I would definitely consider that. Playing Elphaba would be cool. It would be really cool to be Green and to be Elphaba on Wicked. I think I've said that a couple of times, but that would be amazing. But I would really, really love to do Smokey Joe's Cafe. It was one of the first Broadway shows that I ever saw, and I just loved the songs. I loved the feeling, the energy, just everything about it was cool. And it's all music. That specific show is just all music. There really isn't any dialogue. And so I really loved that as well. So hopefully one day when it comes back, I would love to play any of the women. Their songs are just, they're so beautiful. Oh, someone asked me, what would this chapter of your life be called? Like if it was a chapter in a book. I would say chapter 36, Shift. And because I feel like everything in my life is doing that right now, things are shifting. I feel like goals or things aspirations that I had 2 years ago or even 3 years ago that I thought was where I wanted to go they're not necessarily connecting right here to my spirit anymore. And if there's one thing you should know about me, if it doesn't connect here, I'm not gonna do it. Or I'm going to go and take a left turn or figure out a different way to accomplish whatever it is. I think myself as a person is shifting. I feel like my family, my relationships, I feel like everything is shifting. And when I say shift, I don't mean it in a negative connotation. I just mean that things have to shift and kind of pivot, I guess, is another word as well. But shift, I think, is my word for this year, to be honest. So, chapter 36, shift. Oh, how was it growing up in Phoenix/Glendale, Arizona? I loved it. Arizona is a really beautiful place. I know people are just like, hey, it's just the desert with a bunch of cacti and rattlesnakes. And yes, there are those things, but the desert is just really, really beautiful. It's very peaceful out there. Arizona has some of the top spas in the country. If you're like me, I love a good spa day. And they have some of the best golf courses. There's a really big spiritual energy there as well. You go to Sedona, where I think there's actually an earth ley line that goes through there. The Grand Canyon is there. There's just really beautiful things to see. And growing up there, it felt like that. It just felt like any normal childhood. I went to my best friend's house. I went to school. I played in my backyard at home. Absolutely loved swimming in the summers because it does get hot. But I really loved it. I love it there. I will always love Arizona. And the way that Arizona turned out when I was on American Idol, the support that I had, I will never, ever forget that. So it will always have a place in my heart. And shout out to everyone. Shout out to the Phoenicians. Shout out to Glendale. All the friends and family that are still there. I love you and I adore you. So if you ever want to experience a different type of place, I would definitely suggest going to the Grand Canyon. You could go to Montezuma's Castle. You could go to Slide Rock Creek, Kartchner Caverns, Sedona, Camelback Mountain. Like, there's just so many different things to experience there that I think that you actually would enjoy. So yeah, I love Arizona. How was your mom? It's been a while since you shared her with us. My mom is doing really well, actually. Thank you for asking. She's doing fantastic. The crazy thing is my mom got a cat, which if you would have asked my childhood me, I would have never believed it. I would have never, ever believed you. So she has a cat. She's got her dog, and she's just doing great, being JJ and taking care of the grandkids. And she's awesome. She's like, my mom is one of those people who, when she puts her mind to something, she does it. And I love that about her. And I think I got that from her as well. And so she's in her own space, in her own world, figuring out what she wants to do, where she wants to go. Because, you know, her kids are older, like, and all of our kids are in school and a little bit older now. So it's like, hey, you can come visit at any time, but you can also go do your own thing. So I'm really excited to see what this next season of her life brings for her. Thank you for asking. Aw. And let me say one more thing about like sharing. It's kind of happened in the past couple years, but I have made it a point to not share, you know, pictures of my family or like those types of personal things. I'll talk about them. I absolutely don't mind, but just because I don't share them doesn't mean that I don't want to share them, if that makes sense. I just feel like it makes more sense for me, and it's safer for me and my family to just kind of keep social media and things like that, work or things about me. Like, I'm a public figure, so I don't mind sharing myself. But yeah, I just become more private, I guess. Let's see here. Any national anthems on the schedule soon? You always do such an amazing job. Thank you so much. I actually reached out for the Miami game, the college championship. My husband, Dana, is a very big Miami fan. And so as soon as they won that game, the playoff game, I reached out and was like, hey, you guys need an anthem singer? But I don't have any planned at the moment, but I'm sure when things kind of pick up a little bit more and we get a little bit more into the year, I'm sure that there might be some. Who knows? We'll see. Oh, that's a good question. What thing excites you when you love someone? I think for me, the excitement is that there's a person there who can't wait to know everything about you and can't wait to understand you. I think for myself, I'm a person that I just really don't like to be misunderstood. And sometimes, you know, it happens in conversations. It happens when you're not around people. Sometimes things can get misconstrued or taken out of context. And you know, with interviews and things like that, things can get taken out of context a lot, especially for people with public figures. So I think when I love someone, the fact that somebody is just ready to understand me and is willing to understand me, I really love that. I also love being there for them. Like, I want to be there for them and support them in any endeavor or dream or goal that they have, no matter how crazy it may seem, even to them. I want to do that. And I also want to share things. Like, I love my life. I have an amazing life. And the fact that I get to share it with my husband and to be able to go through all these crazy things that my life entails and to have someone right there with me is just, it's beautiful to have that kind of support. So yeah, those things. That was a great question. Thank you. Will you ever go on tour singing your greatest songs? Yes, I would love to do that. That was kind of like what the Australia tour was like. I was able to sing all of my hits, and I threw in, I called a couple audibles and threw in a couple of other ones sometimes. But yeah, I would love to do that and to just be able to sing my heart out and to hear you guys sing them back. That there's nothing better. What are your goals for 2026? That's a great question too, because I kind of, again, I said shift is the word for the year. I shifted my mindset on a lot of things. So I didn't like put a lot of pressure on myself to complete a vision board or to complete all these different things and have everything written out and have everything perfect. And it's just too much pressure, you know? And I also am of the mindset too, like everything is asleep and resting and hibernating and dormant in the winter. And so that's kind of the space that I'm in right now. I'm resting and recharging. And yes, I'm talking about work and thinking about the year, but my goals are more personal, to be honest. There is a herbalism course that I want to take, that I am taking, that I want to complete this year. I've always been interested in that, and so this is the year that I'm going to do it. I want to complete my little library in my house. I need some bookshelves. Okay, I'm so sad seeing my books on the floor in boxes. So I'm just waiting for that bookshelf to come. And as far as myself, you know, last year was a hard year. 2025 really kicked my butt, to be honest. It can kick rocks. I did a lot of amazing things in terms of work, but it was a lot. So I think for me now, it's just my goal is to heal my mental, my spiritual, my physical, my emotional. And so I'm working on those things right now. And those are a little too personal, so I'm not going to get into those. But yeah, the herbalism course is something I want to accomplish and to be there for my family. That's really all I want to do. I want to be there for my husband. I want to be there for my son, be there for my family, my nieces and nephews, my brother, my sisters, my parents, my grandparents. Like I just want to make sure that we're all connected and that we stay connected, you know? What are your favorite books at the moment? Okay. I've been going back and forth on whether I wanted to talk about this because I know I have a very broad range of fans and audience. So I will preface this with saying most of the books I'm reading right now are 18 plus. I would not recommend these books for kids. And I would not recommend these books for anyone younger than 18, no matter how mature they think they might be. That's just my opinion. I read ACOTAR, Sarah J. Maas, A Court of Thorns and Roses, the whole series. I demolished it December 2024 to January 2025. I read all 3 books nonstop. Amazing. Fourth Wing, incredible. Throne of Glass will devastate you in the most amazing way. Also incredible. The Gilded Prisoner series, amazing. So those are a couple of series that I read. I'm going to stop there because I do want to do a couple of episodes where I kind of deep dive into stuff and talk about it, but we'll see. Let me know in the comments or just let me know if you want to hear more book stuff from me because I love to read. I'm an avid reader. So I would really love to talk about it more and hopefully I'll get some of these authors on. I would love to talk to some of the authors that have written these books and have created these worlds and to just really pick their brain on how they came up with these things because they're just, they're so good. They're so good. Okay, so yeah, so those are those are the books that I have really loved and am reading. There are self-help books too, but I can't really remember the title of those at the moment. So I'll come back to you with that. Will you sign with RCA again? That's a kind of a random question, but I mean, I don't know. Look, anything is possible. That has never been at the forefront of my mind, but who knows? Who knows? It's a new year. It's a new chapter. So we'll see. I still listen to Counting on You. Thank you. It was so cool to finally reconnect with those guys and to perform finally. That was amazing. That was a really cool thing that I did last year that I loved. So shout out to Big Time Rush. I adore you guys. Oh, this is a good one. What do you feel is most different in the way you think about life versus 5 to 10 years ago? Okay, so 10 years ago, I was 25. 25, 26, there was a lot of different things that happened, but 10 years ago was what actually sparked, for lack of a better term, really taking responsibility and accountability for my own healing. Sometimes when things happen to us, we tend to like blame the other person and kind of be like, well, you did this and you did that, and it's because of this that you did that. And then we kind of just stay there instead of looking at, well, hey, I kind of allowed those things to happen, or I didn't set a boundary, or I didn't, deal with something else that I was going through, which led me to make decision X, Y, and Z. And so I really started taking accountability for myself. I started really enjoying life for what it is. I have so much love in my life. Like, I have so much love in my life. At the time, this is what I was saying. I had so much love in my life that if there was to be another person to come into my life to be in a relationship with, they would have to bring a lot to the table because my life is already great, And when I kind of shifted my mindset and went there, that's when everything kind of started to change. Like, everything kind of looked brighter. I felt like I was seeing in HD and everything was clearer and I was lighter here. My chest was lighter. I could breathe and I felt really good. And so I think that was a really big shift that has led me into my spiritual journey that I've been going on, my intellectual journey. I still love to learn and I really try and challenge myself. Then Dana came into my life and we got married, and then DJ came into our lives, and so many things shifted, but it was 10 years ago that really that was the moment. That was the year that I really shed a lot. And I think now at this point, I feel like I'm doing the same thing again. I'm shedding again some of the old beliefs and the old things that I, maybe have been holding on to, and I'm stepping into a new frame of mind. You can just do things, you can change your mind anytime you want. You can change not who you are, because your core is always there, but you can change anytime you want to. And so I'm in the middle of that. So it's a little, I wouldn't say uncomfortable, but it's like tender right now because I'm still shedding and then I'm also still trying to step into the new me. So I'm just kind of in that in between right now. A lot of shifting going on. Great question. Thank you for asking that. What's your favorite thing to do when you're all alone? That's a good question. I actually love being alone. There's a difference between loneliness and like being alone and kind of sitting with yourself. And for me, I do a lot of different things. I take a bath, or I'll read, or I'll cook, or I'll sit outside. Like, I love to sit outside and listen to the birds sing. I love to challenge myself and try and identify them. I do have a bird identifying app on my phone, so I love doing those types of things. I like to take road trips. Like, I like to drive. I don't mind doing that. I like to take myself dinner and a movie. So there's a lot of different things. I enjoy my own company. So I love to do that. I love being with my family too. So don't misconstrue this and thinking that it's just like, oh, she loves being alone and doesn't want to be with anybody else. No, that's not it. I just enjoy being with myself sometimes. And I know that might sound foreign to some people, but I really enjoy myself. I like to sit, and I also like to sit and think. Like, I'll again, with reading, I have a broad taste in reading. So I love mysteries, suspense, action thrillers, romance, romantasy, self-help, spiritual books. So I will go through all kind of different subjects, and I really love to do that. I love to learn. I'll watch YouTube videos sometimes if I want to learn something. Dance. I like to dance by myself. I haven't done that in a while, but I do like to dance. And yeah, I like to write too. I like to be crafty. So like I said before that I hadn't like pressured myself to make a vision board, but I have stuff set out. Like, I haven't completed it yet because I just think my vision isn't complete yet. But there are little things on it. I love to do that. My mom was always into arts and crafts, so I definitely got that from her. So like scrapbooking, and I like to do so many different things. I have a lot of unfinished things, but that's because I'm interested in a lot of different things. Oh, here's a good question. How was it like when you first got married and those few years adjusting? I think Honestly, it was a lot from all areas. Like it was really, really exciting and it was also really, really challenging. It was really, really loving and also really, really like, whoa, this is a new thing. Like I've never been here before. But I think relationships, you're always supposed to be adjusting. You're always supposed to be changing and shifting. Like I'm one of those people who I want to grow. I want to be better than I was yesterday, a month ago, 5, 10 years ago. And so I feel that in a relationship, I want to be growing and evolving and changing. So I'm not the same person I was the first year we got married, but neither is he. And that's the cool thing. So it's almost like, at least for me, what it feels like is we keep getting reintroduced to new versions of each other and we get to learn how to enjoy life and love each other as those new people. And it's really fun. We get to be who we want to be and we get to love each other through and in that. And yeah, Dana's been, he's been really, really fun. So we get to do a lot of fun things together. We go on date nights. We're really chill though. We like to stay home and relax, and we watch sports and play board games and card games. And you know, it's really simple. I'm a pretty simple person, but if I don't have him, like I don't know, like he makes everything better and he makes everything more fun. So those first few years were definitely challenging, especially learning each other. And then we had a baby really early. And so we learned a lot. So that's really all I can say is it was the duality of it was crazy, but I definitely think it made us stronger as people and it made us stronger as a couple as well. So that was a great question. Thank you. Ooh, I like this one too. How are the friendships in your life and how many people can you call and say, I'm struggling? Let me preface this by saying I'm a very private person. I also don't trust a lot of people. I'm a Capricorn. I don't trust a lot of people, but I do have relationships and friendships in my life that I really, really value. And I'm just so grateful that I have them. I've got a few friends, my besties from when I was a child, from when I was like 3 and 8 and I think like 12 or 13 years old, that I really, really lean on those relationships. I talk to them all the time. And shout out to Bailey, shout out to Morgan, shout out to Anna. I adore them. And I don't know where I would be without their sisterhood and their friendship. I just talked to Bailey right before I got in here. So I really, really love them. And then I have some new friendships that I have found over the past, I don't know, I would say maybe past 8 to 10 years. I have some new friendships that I have made that I really cherish. And I'm grateful because after Idol, it was kind of tough. I just was like, how am I supposed to trust people when now everybody knows who I am and they know what I do and I'm in this crazy industry? So it was challenging. And I do have a few people that I have that I'm just like, I'm so grateful that I know you and that we are able to talk and to go through these things together. I am also a person that I need to figure out what's going on with me first before I can reach out and be like, hey, this is what I'm going through. Because I want to be able to articulate it in the right way. So when we're speaking, I'm able to ask the right questions like, how did you get through this? Or have you been through this before? Or what would you do? Or can you point me in the direction of somebody who could help give me some advice? So I'm very much like that first. I want to figure it out here and here before I can call somebody and say that. But I can call them and say I'm struggling. And I'm grateful that I have people like that because, listen, last year was crazy. It was crazy. And I leaned on my friends heavy, for sure. Make sure you have your friends, too. Cherish those relationships. Check on your strong friends. Do you get nervous when you sing point blank? Okay. Yes, actually. But it's not a scared nervous. I'm not scared to sing. It's more like a anxious, like I can't wait to get on the stage so I could just go do it. I love to be on the stage and sing. That's where everything kind of goes like this. And so like when somebody's like, okay, Jordin, 5 minutes, it feels like an hour. Okay, it feels like an hour. So for me, I'm sitting there like, okay, these last 5 minutes are just get me out there. Just get me out there. So I'm not scared, but I do get anxious and I always feel like I have to pee. I always feel like I have to go to the bathroom right before I have to perform. It never fails. Every single time. I've performed thousands of times. Thousands of times I've felt like I've had to go, like at the last minute, right before I'm supposed to go on, I'm like, oh, I gotta go. But yeah, no, it's just it's a feeling. It's just a thing that happens. But yeah. Let me end on these two. It's actually from the same person, so I hope that you know that these are your questions. I wasn't saying I'm sorry, guys, I didn't say the names because some of them are kind of complicated, and also I just wanted to answer the questions because it's already taken some time. What is your favorite comfort show or movie? I really love The Office. I could turn that on at any point and just start cracking up and laughing until I'm crying. Like, I love that show. It was so brilliantly written, and I just really enjoy it. I actually have started watching The Paper as well, and I think that's really fun too. I think they did a really, really great job with kind of, shifting it from, Dunder Mifflin, where they make paper, to a paper, and I think it's from the same producers, and I think Steve Carell and John Krasinski also have a hand in it, so they're doing a really good job. So check that out if you haven't seen it. But yeah, The Office for sure. I'm going to end on this one. What is your favorite Bible verse and why? Now, 10 years ago, I know I talked about this a little bit, how like there was a huge shift in my life. 10 years ago, I really dove into the Bible and I just started reading everything. Like, I would just open it, and that's what I would read for the day. And before that, it was more like, okay, I'm just going to read Proverbs, or I'll just, kind of read the blurb that church gives. But that was when I really started to take control of it and be like, hey, okay, I'm just going to read what I feel like reading in here. And I read this verse one day, and I was really going through it after a crazy breakup. And it was right on time. It was exactly what I needed to see. This is the New Living Translation. Psalm 116, 1 and 2. I love the Lord because he hears my voice and my prayer for mercy. Because he bends down to listen, I will pray as long as I have breath. And it hit me so hard, because no matter what you believe, if that being, entity, thing, Jesus, whatever you think it is, the imagery here that shows that something so vast and so big, and a God so big could lean down and listen to what I had to say, really, really struck me. And I find that the things that I say or I pray about, or what I wish or I dream or I aspire, or I cry, or whatever it is, I firmly believe that I'm being listened to. And so that verse to me really, really touched me. And it says, I will pray as long as I have breath. So that's how I feel. I'm going to pray. I'm going to praise. I'm going to be joyful. I'm going to be grateful. Give gratitude as long as I have breath in these lungs. I'm going to do it. So Psalm 116, 1 and 2. I think I'm going to leave it on that note. Say it and use your voice. Speak out loud. Speak what you want. Speak your fears. Speak your dreams, your hopes, your sadness. Just speak it. Get it out. Get it out. Because you're being heard. Thank you guys so much for sending all of these questions in. Please do it. Some more. Keep sending them in, whether you put them in the comments or on the stories. I'll try and do more of these. And I will see you next week on